Hey kids, Rich here from the Castles, Capes, and Clones podcast, and on today's episode of Hyperspace Hijinx, we are going to unbox something rather big. So this is the Black Series Empire Strikes Back Snowspeeder. So join me on today's episode of Hyperspace Hijinx, unboxing the Snowspeeder. So this is still available as of this recording. It roughly normally is like $120. It is a 6-inch scale figure scaled vehicle, which means it holds 6-inch figures. So these guys, which means it's pretty big compared to some of the vintage toys, which is more scaled to a 3 3/4 inch figure. What's cool about this is that we get Dax Ralter, who is the gunner for Luke, who we don't see very long because he dies. Looks like it has a lot of detail in it. The box, it's a Black Series box. So let's open it, shall we? It's worth noting that this is part of the 40th anniversary Empire Series line, because it is the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back. It came out in 1980 when I was a wee lad. I was about 4 or 5 when this came out. I know I saw it in the theater, but I don't remember it, honestly, because I was 4 or 5. Let's see. But I do remember, afterwards when they played it on, TV and stuff. Because this was before Letterbox and before they did the kind of cut the sides off, because everything looks squished. I remember that. That was weird. But I mean, I remember vaguely seeing it in the theater, but not much. Most of my memories of it comes from TV. So I do remember Return of the Jedi though, because then by that time I was 7. So here's the box contents. As you can see, it's pretty big. There's a pack of stuff. Here's the paper that comes with everything. That probably tells you not to eat it. So don't eat your toys, kids. Over here, we've got, looks like, the 2 laser cannons on the side. And, yeah, so far I'm pretty impressed with the detail here. So let's go ahead and unbox this and put this thing together. I hope there's no stickers, because I hate stickers. So here we go. Butcher knife. Not really, it's a cheese knife that I use for unboxing. So whatever. Take a look at Dax later. Compare him to Luke. Let's open up this package. Did I ever tell you that I live by a major road and people tend to race their cars by me? Hence there's a lot of engine noises and revving. And it's fun, especially late at night. My favorite thing in the world. Another bag. This looks like it's Dax stuff. There's Dax helmet. It's a little squished. But there's that. Let's stick it on deck later. What is this? This is the tow cable gun, I'm assuming. So let's see, upon initial inspection, observation, whatever. It's pretty hefty, actually. The plastic doesn't feel cheap. You can see here it's got a little open panel. That's where this piece comes in. got a lot of nice weathering detail. It does have looks like it has a hook, or a tow cable, actually, with string. These flaps move, you can see that. So all in all, pretty cool. Well, let's take a look at the bottom. What is this? So here's where you can see a little bit where the rope tow cable thing is. That's kind of cool. It's got the landing gear here. We'll unveil all that later when it's all set. If I can figure out how to open the cockpit and not be afraid to break it. I mean, I guess it's cool that it's secure, but good lord. Trying to be gentle yet firm, just like parenting. Alright, finally got it open. Cockpit goes up. Oops. At least it stays open, that's kind of cool. Let's look at detail over there. Right. Let me put this together so we can take a look in more detail. Should I look at the instructions? Did I throw away the instructions? Were there instructions? What did I just do with the instructions? Dun, 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 dun. Or they're just like, you figure this out. It shouldn't be rocket science. I want to say the original toy had these pieces too. Where parts of the guns came out. Though I seem to remember. Maybe it's supposed to go here. I can't remember if the original toy had lights and sounds. I want to say yes, but at the same time, maybe not. They don't look like they're supposed to snap in place. They just kind of firmly go in. What is this? That's what I want to know. Like a flamethrower of some sort? I don't know what that is. I guess that's it, huh? So let's get in there, shall we? You can see inside the cockpit. It's got some pretty good detail. It's got these seatbelt thingies. I foresee that being easy to get figures in. You can see inside on Dax's part. Kind of cool. You can see his controls. Same thing with the pilot section. Pretty awesome. You can see some of that detail close up. You can kind of see the not quite long enough to go around and add at, but the effect is there. There's the gun. If you remember from Empire Strikes Back, that these fins did go up and down. It kind of lifts up and then open like that. Little detail. Let's see if the other side does it as well. I'm assuming yes. Or, yep, lifts up and opens. So that's kind of cool detail. These also move. I'm assuming these are like drag fins. On the underside, again, like I showed this sucker. This is where the string is. It was a lot more string than I thought. Still not long enough for, if they ever made a 6-inch scale AT-AT, that would be crazy. It'd be the size of a dog. Let's see what the landing gear looks like. Oh, I see. So the skid landing gear is attached to one of the doors on that side. Locks into place. This one, I'm assuming it folds out. Yep. So there's that. Landing gear. It's like that. That's cool. With the cockpit. It's kind of cool that it's got the all this detail on here. Weathering and whatnot. Like these little pull handles, because Dak's the one that has to close it, right? So, all in all, pretty cool. Let's take a look at Dax and Luke together again. So here is Luke's figure. He's different from the X-Wing pilot version because his gear is actually, his gear is actually like thicker. So it looks like it's more like built for snow, obviously. He does come with a lightsaber. And his helmet, you can see, is that red. So let's take a look at Dak. Dak Ralter. Luke's helmet off. You can see what they both look like. So let's take a look at their faces. You can kind of tell one is Luke, one is not. There's subtle variations in it. I didn't get a good look at Dak in the movie, but it looks like he's got a little bit of a bigger head, at least a wider, and whatnot. Everything else, though, might be the same. Nope. I mean, arms look the same, but the belt's definitely different. Luke's belt is, this is Luke, by the way, the one on the left. You can tell, so the belt's different, definitely. Everything else, though, looks pretty similar. So, different belt on Luke than Dak. Everything else probably is the same. Yeah, you can see that the belt is definitely different on the back side as well. So, let's see what it looks like with the helmet on. Kind of handed like the newer figures, like the helmets are kind of hard to get on, but they're more formed to the figure, so they're not like super loose and make it look awkward. There's Dak. What cleaner helmet than Luke's. Let's see what Luke's is. Though Luke's been through a lot more than Dak, I think. I think Dak is like a newer recruit. But this time, Luke's is a commander. And there they are with their helmets on. Very cool. Let's get ready to go, lightsaber Luke. Again, I don't know what these are. This looks like a flamethrower, but it's definitely a gun of some sort. So, I don't know. Alright, let's attempt to get these guys in to the speeder. Let's hope they... Arms up. Like, how do I get these guys? Oh, I see. There's a snap in there. Yeah, okay. They get in there pretty well. Very snug in there. Get into weird, awkward position. So You can see Dak in there. I can probably get his hands on the things, but that would be crazy. Oops. Luke is nice and snug. There is no control stick in there. No. But still. I mean, that is cool. Let's see what they look like inside. You can see there. So the Snowspeeder is actually a T-47 airspeeder. What that means is it's not actually space-worthy. It's kind of like a souped-up version of Luke's Landspeeder. They work on repulsor lifts, which means they just kind of push off the ground, but they don't. But they aren't actually space-worthy. This particular model was used by the Rebel Alliance, but it wasn't meant for combat. Like, they put the guns on, and I think they had to, adapt some kind of laser cannon mechanism. These were made to haul things. That's why there's a tow cable. And then also they had, one of the famous lines from Empire is like, Han wanting to go out to look for Luke, and then that one dude saying the speeders weren't ready because they're having trouble adapting them to the cold. What that was doing was they would freeze because their heat dissipation system was very effective, and so it would just get too cold. So what they did is make it less effective so that the heat wouldn't get too cold. Nerd stuff. But whatever. These things have a vertical range of like 175 meters to like 215 meters, which is not even a mile high. So they they cannot go into space. But I think one of the books has Poe calling these things flying boxes. So. But still, one of my favorite ships. It's pretty cool. I'm very happy with it. Where am I going to put it? I don't know. Yeah, that is the Rebel Alliance T-47 airspeeder known as the Snowspeeder from Empire Strikes Back. So there you go, kids. Here's a better view. I'm pretty happy with this. Again, it's quite a hefty price tag, and it's quite a large item. Not sure where I'm going to put it yet. We'll get more shelves or something. Who knows? I probably wouldn't hang it, though. So there you go, kids. The Black Series T-47 Snowspeeder, or airspeeder. Mostly known as the Snowspeeder. Again, it's one of my favorite ships from Empire Strikes Back. As soon as they announced it, I knew I had to get it. A little hefty on the price tag, but being out it's Christmas time, this was actually on Cyber Monday sale for like $90. I mean, consider it like $20 off, so I bought one. Considering that the Razor Crest is $350 and the Slave 1 is $150, I think and those are only 3 3/4 inch scale. This is a 6-inch scale, so I think like $90 is well worth the price for this vehicle. If you like this video, hit like and subscribe. Tune in every Thursday for the Castles, Caves, and Clones podcast, where we talk about Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney news. Not sure when this is going out, but we might have just finished The Mandalorian Season 2 stuff where Tom, Lauren, and I talk about it. And in January, WandaVision comes out, so we'll do the same thing for that show. And then so on and so on. And if there's a Disney show, we might try to do something like that too. So, again, thanks for watching, and catch you on the flip side.